Finally, in this lecture, let's learn how we can loop over map data structure in JavaScript. And there are different ways in which we can loop over a map. Let's see that practically. So here what I have done is I have created an array called address, and if you notice, the element of this array are nested arrays. Here I don't need this value, so I'll remove it. So here for this array, the elements are nested arrays, and each nested array has two elements. So when we pass this address array to this map constructor will create a new map from this array, and in that map, for each of these arrays, the first element will be used as key and the second element will be used as value for that key. And we already saw this in our previous lecture. So if I go ahead and if I log this map, and if we save the changes, you will see here we have a map with 4 entries. So the first element of each of these nested arrays, they're used as the key, and the second element of each of these nested arrays, they are the value for those keys. Now we want to loop over this my map. For that, let's first see how we can use for of loop to loop over map. So as we have learned, in order to use for of loop, we use for keyword followed by a set of parentheses. There we create a variable. Let's call it maybe element of, and then here we are going to pass this map. The name of the map is my map, and after that we need to specify a set of curly braces inside which we can write the logic for the for of loop. So here, since a map is also an iterable, we can loop over that map using for of loop. And for each iteration, let's see what this element variable will be assigned with. So let me go ahead and let me log that element. And if I save the changes, you will see that for each iteration, this element is receiving an array. And in that array, the first element is the key from the map, and the second element is the value of that key. So this map has 4 elements, 4 entries. So this loop will run for 4 times. And for each iteration, it is going to log the value stored in this element variable, the value assigned to this element variable. And as you can see, when we are looping over a map, this variable gets assigned with an array. And in that array, the first element will be the key from the map and the second element will be the value for that key. Now here we are simply logging the array which we are receiving for this element. But here inside this for of loop, we can also write some complex logic and use these key value pairs. Here, let's say I simply want to show a message. For that, I'm going to use a backticks, and there I'll say key, and then I'll display the first element from the array, which will be assigned to this element. So for that, I can say element of 0, because we know that the first element is going to be the key from the map. Then I'll use comma and I'll say value. Again, I'll use colon and then template literal syntax. And in there, I'll say element of 1, because the array which this element is going to be assigned with, there the first element will be the key from the map and the second element will be the value for that key. With this, if I save the changes, you can see we have a message like this: key and the key name, value, and the value for that key. So this is how we can use for of loop to loop over a map. Then a map also has for each method. So just like arrays and sets, maps also have for each method. Let's see how we can use for each method on a map. So again, we are going to use my map. On that, I'm going to call for each method. To this for each method, we need to pass a callback function. This callback function is going to receive 3 optional parameters. So remember that all the parameters of this callback function is optional. If I don't specify any parameter, and if I go ahead and if I log a message, let's say callback called, if I save the changes, you will see that we are seeing this message callback called 4 times, because this map, this my map which we are creating here, it has 4 entries. So for each entry, this for each method is going to execute this callback function. So for 4 entries, this callback function will be executed 4 times, and that's why this message has been logged 4 times. So all the parameters of this callback function are optional. And the first parameter is always going to be the value for each iteration. So for the first iteration, city is the key and London is the value. So the value here will be assigned with the value of the first entry. Then the second parameter is the key. This key will be assigned with the key of each entry. For the first iteration, the key is city. So this key will be assigned with city. For the second iteration, the key is country. So for the second iteration, this key will be assigned with country. For the third iteration, the key is zip. So for the third iteration, this key will be assigned with zip and value will be assigned with this integer value. And finally, the third argument is the map itself on which we are looping over using this for each method. And let me actually show you that. So let's log value, key, and then the map parameter. So for each iteration, if I save the changes, you will see for the value, it is logging London. For the key, it is logging city. And for the map, it is logging the actual map, which has 4 elements. For the second iteration also, it is logging value as UK because for the second entry of this map, the key is country and the value is UK. So for the value, it has logged UK. For the key, it has logged country. And for this map parameter, it has logged the entire map on which we are looping over using this for each method. So now what we are going to do is, now we are going to log key, then we will add a colon and a space, and then we will add value. So basically we want to show the key value. If I save the changes, you see it is logging key and then the value, key and value, key and value. So inside the callback function of this for each method also, you can write some logic which you want to execute for each entry in a given map. Here I want to keep things simple, so I'm only showing the key and its value in the console. But here we can also write some complex logic. Now, from the next lecture, we are going to start working on a simple project. And there we are going to use this approach to render something in the UI. So we are going to use a map. On that map, we are going to call this for each method. And inside the callback function of that for each method, we are going to write some logic to render some detail in the UI. And there it will become more clear when and where to use this for each method. We will see an actual use case where we can use this for each method on a map. And we will also see a use case where we will use this for off loop on a map. But I hope now the basic concepts related to map data structure is clear to you. If you still have any question related to map data structure, then feel free to ask it. This is all from this lecture. Thank you for listening and have a great day.